Storytelling Ron here. I'm doing another video. I want to do it on. So I figured out this. Well, I figured it out on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Love YouTube. That's why I'm doing my own video, just to help add more there. Because I did a search and I only found like one video, one guy doing a video. It was like from 4 years ago, and he was very, very helpful. I followed his instructions step by step. So you just do battle, how to make battle maps in YouTube, and you'll find the guy's video because it's like the only one. Really, there's but I followed his instructions and it's really cool. I want to show you kind of my little take on it and the way I want to do it, because I don't like doing the layer mask and all that and using the pen tool, which he used the this pen tool right here. I don't like using that, so just whatever. But I just want to show you what I did, and this is sort of my just beginning works, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm just gonna make a video. I'm sure I'll once now I haven't made a dungeon yet, but I'm gonna make simple dungeons like this, specifically for what I need, on the adventures and stuff. But I want to show you how I did it and how kind of silly and easy this is for a non-artist to do. And I don't consider myself, I doodle and make the paper minis, but I don't consider myself a graphic artist. I was an animator as my profession back in the day, and but I use Photoshop a lot to do, a lot of times I would have to model stuff quickly, but I wasn't like a 3D CG modeler. But I would model stuff if I had to. And I've done some pretty decent stuff, tinkering with it and even professionally. But in the end, my true calling, or what I loved doing, was animate. But I still knew how to use Photoshop and all that, and these layers and stuff. I didn't really do masking a lot. But anyway, I just want to show you what I've done here. It's kind of cool. It's very simple. It's something you can do. You can do just like this, to make quick little dungeons that you need for your... And this is obviously in Photoshop. You can use Gimp. Gimp has this very similar, which is free, so you can use that one. And I use the main difference for me from Photoshop and Gimp was none of this. The main thing was the drawing. I just felt that Gimp's drawing was just didn't feel as quick and simple as Photoshop. And I needed Premiere and I liked InDesign and other stuff, so I wanted to just stick with that. But you can use Gimp. And other than that, for this type of stuff, you can use Gimp. It's totally equally as powerful. But I want to show you what I did. It's kind of cool. These are just little things I'm doing, but here, so let me show you. I'm going to go back. Well, let me go down. I'm just going to turn these off, and I'll start working my way up. Okay, the first thing is obviously we'll look at the size of this map. This here is basically my dimensions, and you can pick your own. My dimensions for my widescreen TV. I might even make it more square. I'm finding that I just make it bigger than the TV because I like zooming in and moving around on the map as the characters are doing things. So really the size is based on what you want. But literally these are the inches, and then I do resolution 72, which I think is the traditional number for low res 72. But it keeps the file size small, and you don't want, when you zoom in, it doesn't matter. I mean, the characters at most are going to see something like this. That's totally fine. It looks great on a TV. So this first one here is pattern fill. So I'm gonna show you how to do a pattern fill. I never get anything ready. Let me pull my pause and get my image. Okay, so I'm going a little nutty here once I sort of figured this out, I got a little downtime and started just grabbing images off the internet. Now I'm not selling any of this. I'm not making this as a commercial product. I'm just doing it for my own home use and just showing you how I do it. And I've been grabbing these off the internet, and so I think this is the one I'm using. But what you do is you got to make a pattern. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. On my second screen, you got to make drag it in and make. You do this, and then the patterns. You should have the pattern button here, or you can get it from here, patterns, and then you just do a new. And I have a couple here. I did some wood ones here or whatever. There's a little tree. But see, and then you can make a pattern, right? So that's their pattern. Then in here, you basically, oops, no. Let me undo all that. Undo. Okay. Let me make a new layer just to show you. Let me move it down here. And then pattern. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know how to do this. See, exactly. That's why I don't like this stuff. But I know I was able to make a pattern. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's a pattern. Okay. So that's the pattern. And, so that's the pattern. You literally just drag it into whatever layer you created. I just create a new layer, and And I took the pattern from this and then dragged it or clicked on it, and it just made the whole layer. Let me dump that. Let me hide the old. Okay, so the old one, so this is the one I just made. Okay, and I'm gonna rasterize it though, because you can rasterize it now or later. Like maybe you think you're gonna adjust it or change it or whatever, but I don't really care. Right? I like I'm gonna rasterize this somehow. How do I rasterize? It should just see, that's why I don't like this kind of stuff. I mean, obviously it's helpful. What the heck? Oh, I accidentally added a layer in there, which I wasn't supposed to do. I mean, right? Yeah, so that's that layer. Oh, there. Okay, gosh, you see? So you don't click on here. Okay, it's different. You click over here, and you get the rasterizing thing. I don't even know. See? Hey, I just learned something new. I mean, I never. This is all new to me anyway. This kind of style of work. So this is my background. This is my basic background dungeon. You know, maybe you do this for grass or wood or whatever pattern you find. You just grab that texture that you want. You know, they're called seamless or tileable if you want it to be like this, and then you bring it over, and you make a pattern, right? You make a pattern, and then in this one you make a layer. You double click, and it becomes it fills that layer, and then you can rasterize it, which is what I like to do. Because once you rasterize it, it becomes that actual image. It's not a pattern, you know, that you can adjust and scale or whatever. So you can, but I mean, it's easy enough to remake it if I had to. Anyway, so that's that layer. Let me just trash that. So that's your bottom layer. So I'm turning that on. Now this layer is my walls, okay? And what it actually is just white. Oh, there's some. Why is it black? Well, whatever. Either way, it worked. And what I did is I had this under Window or View, Snap. I had Snap on when I used the brush, so that way it was very easy. It's a lot easier to draw a halfway decent straight line along the let me view the extras, which is the where can I see it? Yeah, okay, sorry. The grid here. I couldn't see it because of the pattern. But the grid here, it'll sort of snap along as you carefully draw along the lines. It'll generally go in that straight area. I mean, it'll go off if you go off, but if you kind of keep it in that area, it'll sort of stay, it'll snap closer to that. And so what's going on here is this, what I did is, this is an effect. And the effect is I've turned on, I've turned on, obviously, the bevel thing, then some shadowing for this, and then also the pattern overlay, and I use the same dungeon wall, okay? And of course it looks different because it's beveled and it's got some lights, and you can adjust this to what you want, you know, chisel hard, obviously. I mean, the depth is really, might be a little subtler, you know, so you can, you know what I mean, you can eyeball it and see what you like. Let me get a little closer. Whatever, I'm just leave it like that for now, just because I'm trying to show you guys. So you can obviously draw in what you want, and you can turn this off for now if you want. I like turning it on, and I just add these little bumps myself. I did a little extra little, you know, give a little character there. Okay, so that's that. Now you can copy that, but then what I did, see, is for the wood. So this is a wood texture. It's not a great wood texture right now. I'm still, you know, figure that out. But it's a wood texture. But the same premise of drawing it. If I turn this off, you see it's just white, or I don't know why it's black, but either one works, I guess. White or black. I was probably going back and forth and doing different things, and you know, and you're building up the layer. But it has obviously under pattern overlay, it has I put the wood surface here, and you can scale it and all that, and change it around. So that's the simple way of doing that. I might just do real doors, like get actual doors, and do it instead. But for now, I'm just going to do it that way. So then also, now this one here, oh yeah. So this is just this black here. I blackened it out. I'll probably wait, probably use this, wait till the end to make this. This is kind of like a mask, but I'm not really familiar with the layers and mask thing. So I'm just going to use black. But what this layer is it's the, it doesn't need the bevel at all. Oh, I'm sorry, no, you look at the wrong one. Okay, this one, Dungeon Shadow Mask. It's the drop shadow, and that what this one is adding, see, is this sort of wider ambiance. Now, what I saw though in the guy's lesson later on is that you could. I'm going to do this right now. Let me see if I can do this. In this one, see how I have the tight little shadow there. I did the tight little shadow. Oh, but I didn't realize this. He showed you can do it again. Whoa, do another one. You can add another one, which I didn't even realize. And this one you could like, you could. That's not good. Well, I gotta mess with it, but I could just use this one then instead. Which, yeah, okay, it's sort of working now. You can see the secondary. You can make this as your ambiance as opposed to the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the other one though for now. We'll see, like that. I kind of, it's just the black helps me visualize it better. But yeah, you see, you can either add another drop shadow here, which I just turned off because I want to, or you can make your own mask. Your own black shadow mask. And obviously I color this around these thick lines, so it's pretty easy. And I can kind of either come up really close to it to get it more shadowy or move it back a little and less shadowy, So I'll just show you real quick. Is it an eraser? See how I'm kind of like taking away the shadows like that, or I'm going to add it back with some black here. Is it black? Let's see. Some black. Oops, I don't want to cover it too much. Like that. Or I can really cover it because obviously it only needs that wall. Well, no, that's not what you want to do. This should be, I wonder if this should be under, is it better like that? Yeah, that might be better because then it darkens here. Well, see, if it's underneath, right, it goes underneath the walls. But do I want the walls to be kind of dark and shadowed? If that's the case, I just got to be careful not to draw over there. I mean, unless I want to, but like that. We'll see. I kind of like it like that. Looks just the ambiance of it. So there's that. So that's pretty, that's pretty basic. I mean, you can just draw. You can well, obviously sketch out what you want, and then you just do this dungeon overlay, and then you do the little mask of the walls, and with the texture pattern fill on that level. So everything you draw is the actual let me just show you. So if I'm drawing something here, it just draws out the same dungeon thing because it's the pattern fill. So I mean, you could do this for rocks. If you had a rock thing, you could do, and you could probably make it even more, for whatever you want. You can do for rocks, or you can do the opposite way for a pool. Let me get it bigger. As long as this is with the pattern overlay, a bevel type, kind of whatever kind of beveling you're working with, and a drop shadow underneath if you want to, really make it feel like it's attached to the world, as far as lighting goes. So that's that one. So one more, pretty cool, is a light, and I just figured this one out. Now he did it, and it was cool. The other tutorial, so I followed that. But there's one thing I didn't know. So you make the light, which is this. This is just a base. Just all it is the yellow dot. And then what I did is I took the shadow mask and I copied it. How did I move it over here? So I made it into add a layer mask. Let me just copy this and see if I can do it again. Yeah, copy it with the plus. Let me take this out. Let me hide this one. Okay, so as you can see right now, it's the light, the yellow, just the yellow, and on it is an outer glow effect. Okay, and obviously you can play with that, right? It's got the outer glow effect. Whatever, you can play with that and get what you like. And so how did I get the mask? I did the no. Oh my gosh, exactly. I gotta remember how I did this. I think I added. Come on. I have to pause this and remember. I can't remember what I did, man. That's crazy. At least I'm doing this. Okay, man, this is so headachy. So how I did this? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me delete this. I don't. For some reason, my mind does not like masks. The whole masking thing. Obviously, it's very important. It's very essential. Whatever.
So under Dungeon Shadow Mask, what I did is you get the selection, you get whatever it is, and probably at the end of the once you finish making your map, you want to create a selection of the dark areas, right? However it works. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. Whatever. I'm just gonna use this for now. Whatever this is selecting, I'm just gonna use. It doesn't look right, but for the purposes of this bidoo, I just want to maybe it's the wall one I use. Let me see. Let me try using this one. Let me pause again. Okay, very annoying. Anyway, I'm going to use this one for now, the inside. So I've selected this. It doesn't matter whether you select the inside or the outside, as long as you have, as long as one side. And I would clean this up. Obviously, I would not have this extra stuff, but I would wait till the end to create this mask. I mean, and that's probably the whole reason why you probably want to use the way the other guy does the vectoring. And I haven't really cleaned this up yet. Anyway, I'm just kind of doodling, but the vectoring with using paths and stuff, which I'm not into. I'm just mentally not into that. I just like to visually draw it. Anyway, so you create your selection and you turn that into a mask. And so this is my layer. This is the light with the glow. This layer here, and I'm going to add a mask. This one, which add a layer mask, and that's based off of the selection. And boom. So see there it is. Now you can do Control I to switch it around if you want it to be black. You know, see how the light switches based on what I'm doing, because I'm masking. You know, I'm inverting the mask there. Control I. Anyway, so this is the way I'm going to do it. Obviously, I'm going to probably do a better mask where I make the selection along the inside line here. I think. But anyway, so what's cool is it's not going to light up this area if you put a mask on it. Oh, and the glow is just going to go here where it's not masked. Now, the other thing I didn't know, which the guy didn't say, you have to make sure it has layer mask hides effects. That was not clicked on before, so make sure you got to click that on layer mask hide effects. Vector, I don't know if you're going to use a vector mask that'll hide the effect. Transparency shapes layer. Okay, I don't know, blend in there. Anyway, get what I'm saying there? Make sure that layer mask hides effects if you want to do like lights. And you don't have to do a yellow dot too. You could grab a little lantern or torch off the internet, you know, whatever art piece you want, and stick that in here and do it. And make sure if you do, I love, you know, this is, if you're like me, you just want to make some maps for your own home use. There's lots of dungeon props out there. Look for dungeon props or lantern, and look for map dungeon props or whatever. And there's also some Gen Genie or something, which is a really good. You'll find it. You'll find stuff. You'll find a lot of stuff. Top down view, battle maps, props, dungeon. Let me just look that thing up real quick. Okay, so here, Genie lights. I think there's some software thing, but they made a lot of props you can find. And see these lights here. You can use any of these as a light source. You know, whatever. You can find other things too. Dungeon walls, and save them as PNGs if you get them, because that really helps. See all this cool stuff that here, dungeon props. See, so you can get a lot of cool things. You know, so that's cool. But anyway, so that's my little thing. You can drag, you know, save them as PNGs, and then you can drag them in. Especially ones that don't have backgrounds. You want to save them as PNGs. But whatever, you know what I'm talking about. And you can drag them in here as your props, and add a shadow layer to them so that they really fit in. But yeah, that's a simple way of doing making your own dungeons. Obviously, you can see the potential in this, and I can see the potential in it. I just want to make a quick video. Well, it's not very quick. I'm babbling on about how to make these kind of things. It looks like a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll be making some and showing you what I do soon. But it's based on when I need it, you know, because I've got a little layer of list of things I got to be working on. But since I found this and it's on my mind, and I couldn't even remember how I did this, so I've got to remember it's a select. To make a layer mask, you select the area you want to mask, then you create a layer mask with this button. So that's how you make a mask for your whatever layer you're doing. And of course, make sure that the layer mask hide effect is on. Okay, So you can put little lanterns or torches in there, and then it really glows just the area you want. And of course, with layering here, you can have traps too, right? You can hide traps, turn them on, off, whatever, showing things. But anyway, all right. So when I make something even more detailed than this, I guess I'll show you. But that's it for now. Hope this was helpful. I'm just crazy. Okay. Keep gamming. I gotta come up with a motto at the end, don't I?